I'm gonna paint it just like you would a stamper. And again, I like to kind of open these molds up a little bit when I'm painting them. That way it can actually get in everywhere and you're not gonna lose those details. Okay, so now that we have this all covered, and we're gonna scrape our excess off and cure it for 30 seconds. Now that that's cured, we are going to go in with that base gel and we're gonna paint it the same way, except for you don't want to bend the mold at all, because if you do, like the same thing with the rose, it's gonna come up in a certain spot, it's gonna ruin it and you're gonna have to start over. So we're gonna do this very thin and scrape the excess and then cure it again for 30 seconds. And the reason why we went in with that base gel is because gel itself, when it's cured, it is fragile. So before I first did this and I just did the gel and I tried to pull it up and it just ripped all apart. And this mold is very thin, so it's already on the more fragile side compared to like flowers and stuff. So we're just gonna kind of gently roll this around and try to get them edges to come up on their own without tearing it. We're getting it stuck to my tool here. And you won't need that whole strip, but because of how fragile it is, I always do the full thing so I have more to work with. And little pieces like this I keep, because any spots, if I needed to use that, you can easily fill it in. But I'm going to add a layer of base coat to this nail so this has something to stick to. I'm gonna take our lace here. And this is why you want it to still be flexible, because I have used top coat and it did come out of the mold a lot easier, but it was a lot stiffer trying to get it to form to the nail. So it was more work on that side trying to make it look better. And we're gonna cut these little edges off here. And so for like these little spaces where we're missing some pieces, that's where those other parts come in handy. This is why I wear gloves, because it's just so much easier to use my fingers than to try to use tools. We're gonna take some top coat and put that on top so that this will stay in place, and then we're gonna give that a full cure. All right, so now that that's cured, I'm gonna take my nail file and we're gonna do those edges so we don't have a wonky shaped nail or any edges hanging off. And I did 2 layers of top coat because I also want to buff the top of the nail, because when I do lace nails, I normally am putting a design on top, so I want it to be smooth. And if you do 2 layers of top coat, then you can smooth it out without risking filing your design off. Just use a softer file. Wipe all that. And then it's ready to either put a design on it or just another top coat to finish smoothing it out. And yeah, way easier than the lace foils for me personally. And when I do lace designs, I like to take whatever color I'm doing the lace, and I like to add a little shadow around the edge. And we're just gonna pat it around all the edges and bring it up just a little bit. And that is the finished result. I just love the way the little shadow, I think it elevates the design, but that is the end result.